Hello. How
Hey.
are you?
Good.
Good.
You can't really see it, but I did.
Oh, I see. Yes, I can. I should have done the same thing.
No, but back here I feel like I can't see it, so I had to show you.
I like it. I
How
like
was
it
your
very
week?
much.
Thanks.
Really good.
Yeah? Anything fun
Yeah.
happened for you guys?
No, it was, well, just kidding. That's a lie. My son ran a Ragnar with a bunch of friends, and I was the driver, and I didn't get any of them lost. So,
Nice. What
yay.
I know I've heard of Ragnar before, but I don't feel like I know what that is. It's a
It's just like a
running thing.
massive race. There's the official Ragnar that is like an overnight run. It's kind
Okay.
of a relay. One person runs, the next person runs, the next person runs. But these guys just did a sprint just over 55 miles and they did it with flying colors, man. They did great.
Awesome. Can I answer a call real quick and make sure they don't need anything? I'm
Please do.
sorry. Hold on. They were just here to
Yay.
visit actually this week and they just made it home. So yay.
So I didn't see who it was.
It was Nick. He did a podcast with us.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was I not doing a good job showing it? Sorry. But
No,
yeah.
my phone's just really small. So it was like,
Oh, a little dot. You're like, hey.
hey.
Yeah.
No, I
Anyway.
remembered Nick.
All right, cool. So, anyways, Ragnarok.
Anyway, Ragnarok.
Ragnar, no.
That too. I
Yeah.
think they stem from the same word. But yeah. So yeah, it was a really long race and they did a great job and they came in first. So yay.
Oh, yay, that's awesome. Go Cooper and friends.
Yeah. In fact, they came in first, even though one of their runners took a 2 mile detour. So
Oh,
they were that far ahead.
bunch of teenage boys for the win.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And one
Awesome.
teenage girl.
Oh, even better. I like it.
Equal opportunity here. That
Anyways,
was really fun. I was really afraid that I was going to get them lost, though. Like traveling from one start to the next start to the next start. I'm like, we're gonna we're gonna
what's
end
the
up in Nevada.
distance? Like 50 miles or
Just
longer?
55 miles
Okay.
ish.
Do you remember
Yeah.
the 50/20 or something that went through like
50 miles in 20 hours.
yes, when we lived in
Yes.
Goshen, I think is when I tried to do it and like walked and I did not finish and
I always wanted to.
my feet were like raw. Like that's a lot
Killing you.
harder than oh yeah, yeah. I didn't make it.
Yeah.
But I did like all
I
the
think
little
we would have
rest
made it.
stops.
We would have made it if we did it together.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we did do the relay for life.
Yes.
Do you remember when
Ish.
neither one of us were runners and then somebody came to talk to you and you're like, I don't really want to talk to them. So you ran 7 miles so that you so that you wouldn't have to talk to them.
Yeah, I was so bad at just saying no, thank you.
I don't think we were ever taught that we could. So that's
Yeah,
at that point of
exactly.
life,
The
we were always
nicer
told
thing to do was just to like avoid the situation and to avoid that situation. I just had to keep running. Sorry, can't
for
talk.
7 miles. I was
Yeah.
impressed. I was impressed. So I was like, holy crap, she's still going. And I couldn't run the mile. So
Uh,
yeah, you took that one. You took that one. That was
oh,
good.
thanks. Thanks. I forgot about that. That's funny.
That was good times.
Yeah. All right. So my turn to pick topic today. I need a fan.
Yes.
It's hot in Florida. Go figure. Ah,
Yeah, I made the mistake of turning my heater on, so I too am feeling quite toasty.
your heater.
Well, just because this little room is often cold.
Oh, okay. What's the weather there? It's like gotta be getting spring-like and nice.
Oh no, it's really nice. It's like
Yeah,
80s.
nice.
Yeah.
It's like hundreds.
Okay, I'm
But
just
like
realizing my
what?
anyway. No, just noticing my stomach in the beginning. That is all. I just need
It's
to
a
get
very
closer.
cute top.
Mm.
No, no, it doesn't matter
Thank
if it
you.
shows your tummy. We're showing boobs, man. What's a little tummy?
Showing boobs, I know, but my posture was sucky and like you could be the skinniest person in the world, but if your posture sucks, it's like anyway.
No, there's nothing. Your skin like literally wrinkled like a little, like
Mm.
no more than this wrinkle in my forehead right here. So you're good.
Yeah, let's start talking about wrinkle comparisons because we
Anyways, okay. So,
Mm.
um, because it is
Topic
Pride,
for this week.
because it is
Yes.
Pride Month, I thought we should just kind of talk about it because it um growing, or I don't know, when did Pride even start? Do you know?
Like the official Pride Month?
Yeah. Like when did it become
That's
like
a
a
good
thing?
question. I remember they had like pride parades pretty far back. As I remember hearing about them when I was really young, but I don't think they officially made it Pride Month until not too long ago.
Yeah, I don't know
Probably about
because
the
I
same
don't.
time that they started approving gay marriage. Like
Yeah,
when we started saying, hey, this has been going on for quite some time.
yeah,
Maybe we should acknowledge that people would choose this as a lifestyle. Like,
yeah. Or that people have been not allowed to choose it as a
yeah, I was
lifestyle for a
gonna
very
maybe
long
choose this
time.
as a lifestyle. Like,
Like they are
yeah,
what they are, but they've been told what they can be.
yes.
And um,
By choose it, I mean like plan a life around this. This is
yeah.
yeah,
Acknowledge that part of themselves.
yeah,
Um,
and be able
I
to do it
just
freely.
I never had any type of like negative feelings towards that. I know that. Like it was always like, oh, that's, that's fine, that's cool or whatever. Um, but I never like felt a need to participate in it before
Hmm.
now, which I guess,
Yeah,
late to the party, I guess, is better than not showing up at all. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah.
for
Like,
sure. And I still feel like I'm late and learning.
of course. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. But so let me see here. I did make some notes, but just to help me keep on track, because you know how I don't do that.
Mhm.
Did you watch that video I sent you by chance
I sure did.
on
Yeah, of
Messenger with Jon
course
Stewart?
I did.
'Cause
Uh-huh.
that's just a whole
Talking about
other.
different companies. Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
touch on that. We
Let's
definitely
go
need to
ahead
touch on that.
anyways,
Let's,
because like
okay.
I have like when I've seen companies like doing it, I've thought, oh, that's good. Like it's good
Yeah.
that they're giving representation. But after watching that, I was like, okay, I feel less good about it now. If you haven't seen the Jon
Yeah.
Stewart, I'll put it in the
Bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he's just talking about basically
How
how
companies jump on the
companies,
bandwagon of,
yeah, of pride, and but they do it just for their bottom line. Like they do it just enough or just long enough to make you think that they're with you or progressive. One thing he
mhm.
pointed out that I thought that kind of pissed me off even more, even though everything is like owned by like just a few companies, but like showing
Yeah.
the different companies that are participating in Pride and then the different companies that are like really staying away from it, and then seeing that they're all owned by the same
They're all the same
company. And
thing.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they're literally catering to both sides. And it's just a fake fight. Like it's
Hmm.
all like
All fake. Well,
a
the
fake.
important thing to remember is that a business is not a living entity. Like it cannot have feelings, it cannot have opinions. It's the people behind it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as companies around Christmas and all sorts of things. They don't really care about that thing. They are focusing on what's going to bring in money, what's going to appeal to the people. That's their job. So if you really think these companies are like, yay, pride, it's not the companies. You know what I mean? It's your beer doesn't care. Your shirt doesn't care. Like
Yeah.
none of those things care. Surround yourself with people who care. And yeah,
And
I mean,
yeah.
support the businesses who are supporting what you like, but just know that it might not be
Yeah.
as altruistic as you think.
I feel like it, but like the way he laid it out was like, oh, that's disgusting. That's I don't know.
But the one thing that it does do is bring together people who do feel the same way. Like,
True.
okay, Burger King, I just picked a place. I don't know what their stance is, but may
Yeah.
not care about, you know, pride. But if you support pride and you go and support them, then you're surrounding yourself with people who are also supporting like Pride Month. And that's great.
Yeah. I feel
The
like
people.
Go ahead, finish that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. The people who make the flags are not necessarily, they don't have to be pride supportive, but when uh people in the LGBTQ community that I know have gone through communities and seen those flags outside, it actually means an awful lot. Like
Yeah.
I remember going through Utah with someone who was a lesbian, and she saw all the flags and she thought she felt seen. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I thought Utah was this backwards, like awful place where I would get freaking mugged if I walked outside, like I
Yeah.
get ostracized, and here I see all the support and it means a lot." So
Yes. I think,
so there.
yeah, representation
It's
and just acceptance matters. And what I'm feeling like I think is coming from pride that's positive is that it's making those of us who aren't part of that community think about it more and talk about it more. And unfortunately, what it's making me realize is how many people who I thought would be more like-minded and more accepting are less than that or have still been so like propagandized
Mhm.
into being like repeating all the different things about gay people or trans people that are just basically fear mongering to make us
Mhm.
so I just told Nick I was going to talk about it anyways. So, and he didn't gawk at it, so I'm going to do it. They were here this week. And
Yeah.
Nick and Jazz, they're both Black. So, they've probably experienced like different forms of racism and things being part of like what's the word I'm looking for? A community that is what's the word I'm looking for?
Um,
I
I don't know.
don't know either, but like a minority group of people and them not being seen. Like for a long
Yeah.
time, like the only people who have been seen in film or anything were
Oh, and
majority white.
yeah,
And so I felt like them because
unrepresented.
yeah, unrepresented people. So I felt like they would definitely see the plight of like LGBTQ and things like that.
Mhm.
And in talking to them, and they're very open and receptive to like everything. So they're not like hateful, but they were regurgitating some things that I've heard. Like at one point in
Mhm.
time, we were talking about trans, which we would probably never be talking about if it wasn't Pride Month. So it's giving us the opportunity to
Yeah.
like have these conversations that we wouldn't have. And despite them having people that they know who are even trans and they even admitted they're not trying to do anything surgically, which I think most of them aren't. They still were saying, but what about all the doctors doing things on like 12-year-olds? What do you feel about that? And I was like, can you like here's my opinion on that. If a 12-year-old is at the point that they feel like they need that, that's between the doctor and the parent and that 12-year-old because that person probably doesn't want to be on this earth anymore in the form that they're in. And this is like a last ditch effort to make them feel seen or make them feel comfortable. But
Yeah.
but show me that on a grand scale. Show me that actually happening because that's not real. Like it's just not real. Most people who are of that community, at least that I've met, haven't even gone down the route thinking about surgery. So going through and like banning something that's really not being used on it, it's just banning people's basic human rights to like do things, make choices for themselves. They act like they're saving the children. And this doesn't talk about Nick and Jazz. I'm talking about the people who like feed this propaganda through the news and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I'm like, if there is somebody who is abusively doing surgeries like that on children, find the individual and go after them. But making a sweeping law for everybody over something that's truly not happening, it's like the whole bathroom debate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And trans people in the bathroom and I'm like I wish I would have found a TikTok of the person. I'm gonna find their name and put it in the description. But there's a trans woman who ever since kind of a lot of this has started, she has been basically just going through and finding all the stats, like going to all the places where it's available to you and finding the stats of who is committing certain crimes. And she's like, okay, today this is how many trans people were convicted for this. And then she goes through and says, who else was? And most of the time, there's no trans, if one or two with it. And the vast majority is white cis men. But we refuse to look at that. We were like, we're so
Hmm.
afraid of sending a kid to like trans story time. Well, we'll send them to church where we know that a huge portion of children are being abused. Like you're being so manipulated. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, I don't think I'm 100% right, but like, that's just flat out a lie. And
Yeah.
too many people that I thought could be able to see through it to be like, hey, wait a minute, this is just a community trying to be seen. And all of this extra stuff is literally other people trying to benefit from it. But you're not mad at because he was even talking about how like it's everywhere. Like it's so like in your face and stuff. And I'm like,
Prevalent.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, sometimes I do think you have to overcorrect to correct, you know,
Yeah, I get that.
give a place to be seen and be represented. But all the things that are too much, they're not the gay people, they're not the trans people, they're not the LGBTQ community. They're people capitalizing off of it, like the businesses or the
Yeah.
news scaring you, and not just the news, but like specifically like people moving like a conservative agenda that find it to be against God's will, who are telling people who don't even believe in a God that their belief
That is hard.
supersedes their feelings supersede your
Hmm.
reality. And it's so frustrating because I want them to be able to have their God if that makes them feel good, but I need them to keep their God to themselves. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
That was a lot of
that's
spill. I don't know.
asking a lot from the. No, that makes a lot of sense. I think that because um the whole trans movement, if I can call it that, is fairly new. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, there's always been examples, but like in the scope of what it is right now, it's fairly new. And I
Hmm.
think that's scary to a lot of people.
Hmm.
Anything that's like off of norm is scary to a lot of people. Introducing new ways of living is really scary to a lot of people. Um, I think most people, I'm spitting, I don't know why. Um, I think most people, when given the proper amount of education, can figure things out for themselves and like, oh, like I'm out here not trying to be an asshole. I'm just trying to figure out right from wrong for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the more time goes, the more time passes, the more we see people living lives as they want to be and how it benefits them and like um, surgeries, no surgeries, all the whole spectrum. We'll be able to learn a little more and to be less, I don't know what the word is, not cautious, but like weird about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does
I hope
does that
it's,
make sense?
yeah. See, they're afraid of it being normalized. And my hope is that it will be normalized. So we're
Those are
fighting.
that's
It's
the
like,
two sides right there. The two
yeah, yeah.
sides.
Like I'm hoping that like with like having a Pride Month, then it's just being like, hey, they can have pride in who and what they are, despite the fact that
Hmm.
for so long they haven't been able to,
Yes.
like at all. So
That breaks my heart.
it does because we all have those family members who never got married and lived with a friend, and like I feel so bad now looking back thinking like, oh my God, like they
Yeah.
had to literally live in secret and hide and lie or just not even allow themselves to have those relationships because I feel like the people who are afraid of it, they always bring it to sex. Like that's all it is to them.
Mhm.
It's like a perversion of
Yeah.
sex where it's like
Just so
it's
dumb.
if the way that a husband and wife can be in love and be best friends and that that's what it is. It's not just I want that and I want to fuck it. It's like I'm
Yeah.
attracted to that and I want to
Way
spend
beyond
my
that.
I want everything with
Just
that. I want everything that like a man and woman want,
want to
but
share
with
my life
that.
with this person.
Exactly. That's
The
all it is. It's a choosing who to share your life with.
yeah. As
Yeah.
I was excuse me. As I was like kind of transitioning out of faith
Hmm.
arena, I I heard an interview with Stacey Harkey. Do you know who he is?
No.
Did you ever watch Studio C like 10 years ago?
Like really clean comedy? Is that what that is, Studios?
Yes.
Okay.
hmm So they had one black member, and his name was Stacy Harkey.
Okay.
And after they stopped doing Studio C, he came out as gay. And I heard an interview with him, and he put it in a way that I'd never thought of it before. And
Okay.
he said, so he was Mormon, and so he'd been taught his whole life gay equals wrong, right? Gay is
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. It's a
So the way,
perversion, the devil's,
mm,
you know, you
yeah. So he's like, I can beat this. I don't have to give in to my, you know, into myself. I don't have to give in to what I want or whatever. I can,
because these are bad thoughts anyways.
because these are bad thoughts. I can overcome them. I can,
Yeah.
I can live the way the church is telling me to live and be just fine.
Hmm.
But the problem with that is he's like, I avoided having relationships with anybody who was male. Like, I wouldn't talk to them because what if I talk to them and what if I make a connection with them? So he's like, I couldn't even be friends with people because what if that friendship evolved into something more? I couldn't take that chance. I couldn't take the chance of having those feelings. So I just avoided people altogether. So you avoid having relationships altogether like that. That struck really deep. I was like, holy cow. So they're really asking you to just, be alone your whole life.
Yeah.
Don't connect with people because what if?
Yeah.
God wants you to be in solitude so that you don't form connections with people that would be meaningful in your life. That sounds, yeah, that sounds like something a loving God would ask of you.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole idea of the God that they believe in is so unappealing to me. It's so
So
like
weird.
it's so weird. Yeah, I'm like, because if there's a God, which I'm okay with there being a God, but it, like he is just not, he does not care about these little things. I think he would care, I know he would care way more about like your wicked hatred of simple humans than what they're doing. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so weird now. It's so weird to have ever believed it and like been able, and then like now to be like, it doesn't give me peace. Like I'm like, I can draw no good from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
weird.
I loved that little meme that came up this week that I sent you, even though you probably sent it to me first.
That's okay.
That was um so Jesus came down and he taught everybody to love each other, to love thy neighbor, to forgive each other, to just live in peace. And his followers took that so seriously that they immediately started killing all of the people who didn't believe that. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, when you really think about it, who are gay people possibly hurting by having
Yeah.
relations with people that they love? They are
Like
not hurting you.
I uh I have a friend who posted a thing like because Miss Rachel did a video saying being accepting. And I thought it was so well done because she wasn't like she was just so
Just all love.
it was all love. There was no I don't know. It's kind of just crazy to me, but they shared a thing about it being like, I guess no more Miss Rachel. And I commented on it. I was like, who is this hurting? Like, who? Your children, like, and I said this quite a few times, like, the whole like grooming people to be something. You couldn't pay me to eat a pussy, guys. I'm disgusted by it. And I'm only into guys. But I see
Mhm.
gay people everywhere. Like you are what you are. Not allowing them to be what they are is just hurting people. And you're so afraid of your kid being it. What if your kid is? What if you're like forcing them into like a repressed state, which many people are. I know
Or
them.
not connecting with you
Oh
or not
yeah.
being able to be
As
honest with
soon
you.
as these kids graduate and leave their parents that I know, their parents might not ever get a B in their lives again because they've taken rights
At
away
least not
from
in an
them
honest
in
way.
childhood because of their attraction to the same gender. Because of their belief in like the parents' belief in a God, they're like really harming their children and they're losing that relationship. And it's like, is that even like your God thinks
Well,
that's what he would want you to do? You're doing the right thing. Like, it's like a mental, they do mental gymnastics. It's this, I don't know.
Well, and do you want to know your kid as this version of them that they think you want to see? Or do you want to actually know who your kid is?
I think they want them to
Like,
be that version of them they want them to be because they think that's the only
I
way.
don't.
They think it's real.
I
I know
don't.
right
I
now
would I
they
would
do.
cry if I found out that
You would because you're a good person. And I'm not saying these people aren't good people, but they are highly brainwashed. And because of that, like the one in particular who can no longer be friends with my daughter because, you know, um,
yeah.
she, yeah, because this girl liked another girl and her mom found out and pulled her from every extracurricular, sent her to a church camp. Like this is in 2023, 2024. Like that feels like that should be old stuff. You're sending your kid away to, nope, it's still happening. People are so
Hmm.
like they're hearing that the fear mongering, I guess, and it's like they feel like they're doing good, but they're doing so much harm. So while she might love her kid, she would love her kid to be what she wants her kid to be. She doesn't love who her kid is.
Yeah. Which is hard. It
Yeah.
would be extremely hard to feel that as a kid,
It
that your
is.
parents love you conditionally. Like, I can't think of
Yeah.
things that would
That's
be
the
harder than that.
biggest thing about God for me. When they keep saying unconditional love, and I'm like, I don't think you know what that means. Because I
Yeah.
know I have unconditional love for my children. And I think having kids is the biggest thing that really pushed me away from a God. So I was like, you're supposed to be my father? Like, God, wow. Like I don't know. Like I love my kids more than you love people for sure.
Yes, but if those kids have sex before marriage, that's close to murder. So
And
don't.
all of us had levels of repression because like I like I always feel like I have to like say I'm happy now. I'm happy with what I am and everything because I truly am. But that's not
Uh,
to say I couldn't have been happy another way. And that's not to say
yeah.
like Anthony and I lived a very repressed life and didn't allow myself to experience anything with anybody else. And he wasn't raised the same way. So that's been like
Hmm.
something coming into it where like I, I wish I had had those experiences. Not because I wanted to
Yeah.
be like sleeping around or anything, but like there's there's
Oh,
there's
hey.
stuff to be learned. Okay, so she wanted her face paint this morning. Hi, do you want to wear these for a minute?
You
Let's
look
ask her some
gorgeous.
questions. Let's
Okay.
Elena time.
Elena time.
I never saw you in a long, long time.
It's been a little bit, huh?
Yeah. You are so pretty. I love you. And you're smart and amazing and
Yeah.
brave. Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
She
Yeah.
picked out her
Strong
makeup
and brave and
today.
smart.
She said it's yellow because Rapunzel likes yellow. I don't know. But we did
I
it.
like that logic. I like
Hmm.
that logic.
All right, do you have anything to say? Because we were talking.
I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too. You're amazing. Mm, mm, mm,
I
mm.
saw a trick like this. Huh?
Okay.
Now you go like this.
Okay.
Then you go this, and then do this.
Ooh,
I
can I try it?
uh-huh. You have to copy me.
Okay, I copy you. Have you ever taught her the little thing that goes with that?
No, she learned this on YouTube
Okay,
because
watch this.
Copy me. Copy
Okay,
me.
I'll copy you. I'll copy you.
You have to start like this.
Oh, like this. Sorry, my bad.
Then
Like
go.
this?
Then go like this.
Go like this.
Then crowd your fingers between, and that's how you make this.
Ooh, that's how you make this. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so when I was a little kid, we used to go, here is the church, and here is the steeple. Open the doors and see all the people. Close the doors and let them pray. Open the doors, and they've all gone away. And then you go around the corner to the bar, open the doors, and there they all are. No. Anyway, that's all. I think the last part was added later, but
I
that's okay.
like it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
well done.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Check.
Speaker.
Yeah, it picks you up. You don't have to be touching it to speak in it.
Hello.
Hello. So you like Rapunzel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you like about Rapunzel?
Her beautiful makeup.
She does have beautiful makeup. I always like the flowers in
They're
her hair
always
when she's dancing.
black. They're black.
It's
Yeah, I'm gonna put this
it's
back.
so dark.
Yeah.
How's your doggy Enzo?
He's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Hands off that poop.
Super crazy, huh?
All
All right. Are you done now?
Mom, you can take a little minute.
I could take a little minutes now. Okay, thank you.
That was nice of her to let you.
You could take a little minutes. Okay.
I like what you used to do.
I have pride in my children and whatever they are and whoever they are.
Yeah,
And I wish all
absolutely.
all people could do
Put
that.
on my ears.
Yes.
Put on my ears.
Well,
Put on my
and
ears.
just like with
Put on
things
my
like
ears.
racism and things,
Put on my ears.
oh, my nose is
Put on
itching.
my
Somebody's
ears.
thinking about me.
Yeah.
Put on my ears.
Um,
Put on my ears.
it seems like those who have been taught and like cemented in hatred or in just avoidance, kind of,
Mhm.
the next generation coming up tends to be a little a little better.
Yeah.
And so hopefully
Ding, ding, ding.
my my kids don't have near the I don't want to say prejudices, but like just the walls that I felt like I've had to break down, I don't think they ever put up. You know what I mean?
There's less, but
So,
it's not as it hasn't progressed as much as I thought it had, is what I think I'm learning.
yeah.
And that's why I was like, I think we all need pride to take some time to like remember to talk about it and with
Yeah.
our friends and family and kind of maybe even see where they are to be like, hey, like, are you I know that we were raised not to talk about, the hard things because but I'm like, I really think we need to talk about these things because like
They're worth bringing up. They're
they're
worth
worth
talking
bringing
about.
up. Yeah, like they're uncomfortable conversations, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't be
And me.
happening. Yeah. Well, and it wasn't uncomfortable for us. Like when I was talking with Nick and Jazz, it was I was just saying and they were like, oh, okay. They clearly had been seeing that somewhere and it made them, I hope, take a second to be like, okay, maybe I should look into this or something. I don't know. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm all right, but I know that I know I'm on the right side of history because they're just humans trying to live and
Trying to make it through this life the best
there
way they
is
can.
not one way to live. If you think there's one way to live, you're wrong.
Mom,
That's just one way for you to live.
Mom,
You
Mm.
only get to
Mom,
choose that one thing,
Mom,
how you live.
Yeah.
we're not gonna drive to McDonald's.
We're not gonna drive to
I'm gonna
McDonald's?
order. So
Oh,
I'm gonna order some McDonald's.
no, we're not.
I like McDonald's too.
I do too, although I
Um,
wish I didn't.
I want to get this meal.
All right, we'll go out there and we'll think about it, okay? I love you. Go play with Haley, okay?
Well, as with all things, the more we talk about it, the more conversations we do have, the more the truth just comes to the top and the more things that make sense stick. And so we end up with the truth in the end or
Yeah.
something close to it. Like it's when they tell you not to have those conversations that things go awry.
Yeah. And I'll try to get back to what I was talking about with like me and Anthony a little bit about me
Oh, yeah.
not having experiences. Like I didn't know that sex could be about me. Baby, stop. Go. You have to let me have this conversation, okay? I love you. Thank you, Haley. Does that make sense to you though?
Wait,
Sex
say
was-
that part again.
The sex wasn't about me. Sex was very performative for me at first. It was about
Yeah.
yeah, like it was all about the dude. It was all about Anthony because like sex was bad. Sex was like wrong.
That's
You know
what
what I
we've
mean?
been taught.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just bad for those people who are attracted to like the same gender or feel like not like they look on the outside how they are on the inside. It's bad for all of us to be given these scripts and these like ways of living and not being allowed to like explore whatever you do like. And you know what I mean? Like we should be teaching safety and consent and age limits. And like there are things to be taught, but we're
Yeah.
just going about it the repression route and the avoidance route.
The
And
no, 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 no,
and
no.
it's harming everybody. And I'm sick of it and I'm over it and I won't be part of it anymore.
Well, and with a focus on it so heavily, it's like, is that the main goal of life? Is that like
I know.
the apex of everything? Like, that's kind of how it felt. Like,
Yeah, it is
everything is
because
leading up to
all we're
just
supposed to
this.
do is just make kids and have them live in this world that is not what
To
I
have
would
more
wish for
kids.
our world
And
to be. To yeah,
I
like
think it's a pretty awesome world. It needs some help in places, but
I don't
it's
think it's a pretty awesome world. I think we're headed into World War III. I think we are
yeah.
just as stupid as we've ever been. And there's too many stupid old
Sure.
people in leadership who use people and humans as pawns to as a means to their own ends.
Mhm.
And I don't think I have to say it's good. I think it's okay to say
You don't
that's
have to. Absolutely
this
not.
is
But
wrong.
have you ever hiked to like the top of a mountain and just
Yeah, that's
like
nature
all
though.
of that stuff stays, well, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like all of
Oh,
that stays down below and you're like,
yeah.
we live in a pretty kick-ass place. These these politicians, we will go through some rough times. That is like a
Yeah.
given. And
Yeah.
I may like swallow my tongue and eat my words, but like some people may suck and the way they're running things may really suck. But the world in general is a pretty freaking awesome place.
True. The people, I think, everywhere are more alike. Like we have way more in common with all the people living in all the other countries than we have with any of our leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather have pride in people who are trying to form relationships with each other than like pride in the government ones.
Yeah. Or pride in a belief system or pride in a like, I don't know. I think everybody should get to be proud of whatever they want to be proud of. And even if that is
Yeah.
be a very proud Christian. And also I have actually seen, and this has given me a lot of hope. I've seen a lot of like Christian people, even like pastors and stuff, who have been condemning all the hate and stuff like that and being like, this is not what Jesus taught. This is not.
Yeah.
And I actually
Well,
just
you
it's
what?
I was gonna say
No, you have to finish that sentence.
I shared
Okay.
a thing on Facebook that was just kind of saying like to the church of my past. You taught me to love my neighbor. You taught me to
Yeah.
judge lest ye be judged. You taught me all these things and I'm doing it and you're mad at me now. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm the one who's wrong
Make it make
here.
sense.
You were teaching me the right thing. You just weren't living it yourself. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I
I've
don't
thought
know.
that many, many times.
And what
Like,
no,
huh? No, just
no, I
Jesus said love
literally
everyone, but he did not say Jesus said love everyone except for.
yeah,
And it's if you do read the scriptures, which I have, um, it's always the people who are marginalized, who everyone else is saying like, stay away from them. They're not very godly, that he would always come to and be with and associate with and talk to. And it wasn't to change them, it was to be with them. That's it.
yeah.
Like,
Like your
be with people.
existence alone has value.
Hmm.
Who you are, who you
Yep.
love doesn't change, that you have value.
Hmm.
And yeah,
And even though I have a hard time believing anymore, I still see the fact that the people that Christ did condemn were always the people who were like the hateful, those
condemning others. Yeah.
hmm who are trying to stand in God's place and be like, this is what he said. And then he has to be like, no, no, I didn't. You got it wrong.
Yeah.
That's all. So, anyways, Pride Month. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's It's a great it's a it's a great way for like-minded people to get together and to support others and to make people feel loved.
Yeah, and when you put out a flag, it's just for me at least saying, "Hey, I'm a safe space." So
I
people
see you.
who, yeah, like you're not gonna be like picked on here. You're like who you are is not a problem here. That's all the flag really, I think, is
Yep.
meant to stand for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yep. And when you're a safe place, people find you. They will gravitate towards you, or at least have good feelings. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
So
But yeah, I don't know if I even have any more thoughts here because I kind of spewed a lot there, but I love you, whoever you
good.
are, whatever you are, however you feel.
Yep.
And I'm
I know.
sorry if I've
I
ever
always
been judgmental to you because of my past ways of thinking,
ignorance.
my
Yeah.
ignorance. Yeah. And I'm trying.
Me too.
Yeah.
And anybody who needs a hug from a mom, come find me.
Yeah, everybody go find
Well,
her. I'm a germaphobe. Just kidding. Just kidding.
she'll give you a high five and then use hand sanitizer, but it's not because of you.
I'm way more huggy now. Anthony has made me
Are
very
you?
huggy. And I'm, yeah, but, and I hug
I
my
give
friends,
awkward hugs.
but I don't like hugging strangers is still a bit because I'm like, I don't know where you've been. I don't know your hand washing habits. Like, just, hey, you.
Even people I love, like giving hugs just always feels a little awkward, but I do it anyway because I
It
love the
did.
hugs.
It
But
used to, but it doesn't anymore. I married into a huggy family though, and I love it.
I always manage to like shove my shoulder into somebody's throat, like or something. You know what I mean? Like I just make it weird. I
I
make
never
it
learned
weird,
how
but
to hug.
my parents hug me all the time. I'm just an awkward human being. This is who I am.
We always said it. We always said I love you, but there wasn't a lot of like hugging. Although what's funny is because there were so many of us and we often lived in small spaces, it's not like I need my personal space when I'm sitting with my people. More than hugging them, I probably have like a leg on them or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You didn't mind being close or
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, to my people. Yeah.
mhm. Um, my husband's mom was really, really good at like just giving hugs and being close to people and just being like, oh, I just want to be close to you. Like you know,
Yeah, yeah,
making it making it not awkward. And I was always like, I need to learn that from her. Like I remember from the very beginning being like, I gotta learn this. I gotta find this technique, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I think it just has to be genuine. You have
so
to want it.
it does have to be genuine.
It just has to be like,
But
I love you and I just want to like hug you and
mhm.
yeah.
Well, now sometimes like the other day, my daughter, who is not a big hugger, not a big physical person at all, right? Like
Mhm.
she just doesn't like that. She was watching a movie, and so I just came and like kind of steamrolled her, squished her. Like, oh, let me
Yeah.
love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just silly business, not
Yeah.
trying to like and she laughed. And anyway, that kind of stuff, if it's really silly, I think works. I think that's I don't know where I was going with that, but that's like what I got from my mother-in-law was
I get it.
silly physicality.
I
Fun.
get it though, because for me, when like me and Anthony first got together, silly physicality was the only type of physicality I knew. Every other type of physicality made me uncomfortable. And even with
Mhm.
his words, like if like he would call me baby and I'd be like, hey, baby. Like I'd have to make a
Hey,
joke or
do it like
some
fast.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I
Hey,
just
hey,
it made me
you.
uncomfortable. It's funny how I don't know.
Well, we would even do stuff like that. Like I remember us being like, "Hey,
You,
you," being all like
you
you
and
and
stuff.
stuff. I still use that a lot.
Yeah. That's also because I'm just real shitty with remembering names. I'm like, I know your face. I know I
Hey,
should know you. You know my
you.
name and you know stuff about me. And I'm like,
What's up, you?
you doing the things that you do.
All of
Keep
those things.
keep
That's so
being you.
you.
Keep being it. Keep being you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was us.
But for realsies, keep being you.
Absolutely. I think the world needs more of that.
Individual,
Be
like
you.
people being able to be themselves. And then we need more us being able to be who we are, but working communally.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. We just gotta keep talking. Like,
Maybe we
don't,
stop bullying and killing people for thinking differently. That's
or
a
for
place to
being
start.
on land that we could use to make a new canal so that we made the money when the stuff transported through versus Egypt. Maybe that. Maybe we stop
Maybe.
doing everything for money, which is
Yeah.
made up, everybody. Everything's made up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Agreed.
thanks for talking this through with me.
No
And
problem. Happy Pride Month.
Pride Month. Yeah. I'm gonna try to be a better ally to everybody. But I think what I need to do is take pride and like take it, like give it to everybody. Let everybody be proud of whatever they are. Like I do work
Yeah.
with people who are like super Christian, and I think they're really good people, but we avoid talking about things, I think, because we know we're like different on some of those things. But I need to like recognize them having pride in what they are, because they're doing it in a good way and they're not being hateful, and allow everyone to be prideful of who they are and stop seeing that as a sin, being proud of who you are. Like
Yeah.
growing up diminishing so many aspects of myself because I wasn't proud of them because they didn't fit the mold.
Mhm.
It wasn't good. It led to so many bad reactions and thoughts, and just
Yep.
stop it. Stop it.
It's okay to be happy in who you are.
Yeah. But you could only, it's hard to be that when everybody on the outside is telling you not. So we need to stop with the, mm, stop with the
Be
hate.
the most authentic version of yourself.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't hurt somebody else. As long as you're,
Yeah.
and
If your authentic self is a serial killer, that's a whole different conversation. We're just
yeah.
talking about
Yeah. And I mean hurt in
Yeah.
the sense of actually hurting somebody like that. Because so many people are hurt by the idea of like somebody being like part of the LGBTQ community, but they're not really hurt. They're just, that's not the way they would live their life and they don't like it.
inconvenienced.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
inconvenienced or it makes them uncomfortable, but that is not hurt. Worry about yourself. Anyways, all right. Well, I love you, and Lilas.
Lilas,
All right. I'll
don't
talk
be
to you
assholes,
later.
everybody.
Yes. That's it. Just don't be an asshole. That's the
Yep.
sub. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.